And Craig Toshi and him, they basically falling apart.
Oh yeah.
The drama. So you dropped off the kiddos?
Yeah, kiddos are in school now, so here we are.
Right on.
Yep.
Right on.
I've got my daily uniform, black T-shirt, my absolute favorite.
Hell yeah. You must be someplace warm, man. I gotta wear the sweater.
Oh man, I'm in California.
Okay.
Hence the later than everybody else, as far as when stream, because I'm trying to do my streams when Peter's not, because I know that when Peter does his stream, it's totally freaking awesome, and he's got all these people, and he's like, okay, now everybody's here, let's do another stream.
yeah, exactly.
But I know that sometimes it gets like really late for other people, like California. It's like 8:30 here right now.
I got you.
Just getting started, and everybody else is at work.
Right.
Unless you got like a graveyard shift or weird days off like me, it's really difficult to do the streams, the Zoom chats middle of the week, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing 2 a day during my days off. Trying to find that happy place where I can actually get some discussion going on, find out what people are up to, and when's the best time to get on here and have the most engagement. So, yeah, that's where we are.
Right on.
So, how have you liked the comics so far? Likes, dislikes, gripes, moans, complains.
No, I like it. The humor is cool, man. Like, let me grab your thing and see what else you got. I've been watching it. I'm kind of a lurker, so I just every now and then I'm getting braver and braver, just like throwing in my 2 cents. But I like checking out your stuff because your demented sense of humor. I'm right there with you, bro. I dig it. I'm not sensitive, some people might find offense to it, but
Thank you.
You sketch pretty good, man. I mean, you do that professionally or
no? Not at all. I was drawing seriously when I was like a kid. I was getting in trouble for drawing so much, so my parents decided, you know what, no more, you're taking art classes. So they literally, instead of doing the classes that I wanted to do, they threw me into art classes so that I'd have a area to channel that energy. And so I'd stop drawing in my other classes and actually focus on the lessons.
Okay.
And the last time I actually did any real art type stuff was like back in college, just as an elective, nothing serious or whatnot. So I did some art basics, a lifestyle drawing where you draw the model in front of you. And then I also did like a art intermediary, just something as another elective, and that was the end of it. It wasn't until I actually joined, this crypto community with Peter and the Doge Lord and whatnot, and everybody's doing their hustles, and I'm like, dude, I've got these amazing ideas for apparel and swag. Let me go ahead and start cranking out some designs. And so, doing designs for my brand that, on what limited budget that I've got, I've managed to, sketch out, like over 120 designs just because they're just not stopping. The brain just does not stop. Right. And going from that led me to a design that I created for Yen. It's got like the Yen's Y going on, and then all the coins are inside the Y right there. And I'm like, oh yeah, the firmament, carrying the crypto nation.
That's cool.
And I'm like, this gives me an idea. I can spoof, something, and then that led me to another idea that led me to, this could totally be a comic. I'm doing all these different designs and whatnot.
You're the only one doing something like that, just to let you know. Because I scan crypto every day for a lot. I mean, a lot of my day is always like, I don't know, man. I'm all over the place watching Discord, Yen, and a whole bunch of other websites. And you're the only one doing comic scripts. and that's cool.
Thank you. I did do a search for comics and crypto, and I said, I was, world's first. It's like, I think there was one comic that beat me to it.
Okay.
Whose name shall not be named.
Fair enough.
So I'm changing it to the universe's first crypto comic.
Yeah.
Not inaccurate.
No.
But, other comics have done something cryptocurrency related, but they didn't start out as a cryptocurrency comic.
Right.
Crypto wasn't the heart of it. I mean, I called it a bit too far as a hat tip to Bitcoin
Right.
and the Far Side, and
Sure.
Far Side and Calvin and Hobbes are my influences,
Okay.
and the title also implies, wildly inappropriate humor may be involved.
Buyer beware. Have at it. You should find a spot on that Yen website, and plug your channel or plug, I don't know. Are you gonna talk story with James and Sue?
I have not done a talk story with James and Sue. I did when we were in Atlanta. I did do the one interview that they were doing as like a part of everything. I did do one with their camera guy, but I have not done anything with Sue directly.
To kind of like just slide your comment, because like I look at the news tab, and like my biggest thing with the Yen website is like when I click that news tab, I'd like to see a shitload of feeds so I can kind of pick and choose what I want, and then you can slide your, if it's not news or something related, but have your comics, because your shit's hidden, man, and you want to put that shit out there. And right now, man, Peter's the guy. Peter and John, they got that. They're opening up the opportunity to go ahead and throw your stuff out there. Is the sketches as is? Because to me, it's good enough to put out there. The humor's there. That's all. You read this. Like I'm looking at, hey Alexa.
I did put that one up there. That was at the suggestion of
Andrew.
And because like these chats right here are phenomenal.
It's quick, man. It's like to the point, and if you know, you know. And
yes,
you know what I mean. And your market, man. To me, it's like shit. Well, I want to see shit because like I'm tired of seeing crybaby shit. Tired of seeing, oh, this coin is gonna do this kind of shit. You don't have that. You don't have like I read comics.
Yeah,
humor and all that.
No social justice warrior agenda here.
Yeah, man, you just freaking that'd be a just like a change in mood. Like you want to like read some stuff and then you need a break. I could do that. You know what I mean? I like reading. I skim through your stuff, and yeah, I dig it. I'm not no professional jokester, but a few beers in me, I'm talking shit.
There we go. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing too, is so that we can get those late night beer streams, and just have a blast. What I need to do is upgrade, that way I am not limited to like a 30-minute stream, and then we like, oh hey guys, time's running out. Let's create a new one and jump on back in.
Okay.
Like one of those deals. Zoom actually has a paid subscription where you can do like as long as you want. So anyway, but no, the sketches, as good as some of them are, they are not fully fleshed out. They are just sketches right now. I'm literally drawing them all by hand, and I'm snapping a picture with my phone.
Shit does it, man.
Uploading it, and the best I'm doing as far as editing, in that sense, is I'm just cropping the photo, to where it needs to be.
That's perfect.
And then uploading. I'm uploading onto Discord, our Discord channel. You guys who have decided to support me and give me input and help me brainstorm, because I don't know how Gary Larson or Bill Watterson did it. The creators of Farside and Calvin and Hobbes, but they had to have had somebody or a group of people and individuals who, they'd tell them stories or whatnot, talking about their day, talking about their kids and whatnot, or they just see something. And it would give them ideas, because they were doing comics for like 30 years. I'm like,
right.
How can one person do it is what everybody thinks. That's what I was thinking. And I'm like, there's no way he did it by himself. There's no way he did it by himself. I would not have been able to think of, hey, Alexa, for a while,
right.
and here we are, having this Discord, with everybody. And, Andrew's like, hey, you should do this. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got another one that I'm going to be doing up today that I think is going to be absolutely awesome. That Discord will get first because you guys are the ones that are helping me build this, like coming up with ideas and doing the streams. You guys get it first at Discord, and then Yen gets it next. All right. And then the finished product will actually go on the blog. I actually bought the .com and the .io for a bit too far. When it came to my plan was do the .com as the blog, and I'll have like the finished, post of the day. I'm thinking about doing a daily post Mondays through Fridays.
Sure.
That way I have Saturday and Sunday to help come up with, content to help keep me ahead and never run out of content. I'm drawing every day, but sometimes, I'm drawing like, 4 or 5 drawings in one day, or, just one or none, depending on, what I'm able to come up with. And that was literally what started, the idea, what, I need to make this channel so that I don't run out of ideas, because I've got all this content, but if I start putting it out, I'm going to run out real quick.
Sure.
So the .com is for the blog, where I will upload the finished drawings as soon as I get like an artist tablet, so I can electronically, get these things done up and do them right. And then the .io will be for the swag and the apparel. So if there's a particular, comic that you absolutely love, like, oh, dude, that's freaking awesome. Hey, check out the link. You can get the T-shirt for that.
Bam. Okay.
So cool. that is the plan, and so one of the reasons why I want to get these done up is because I do plan on putting them on T-shirts or on, sweatshirts or whatever, I can make those designs and drawings available to.
Okay.
So the sketches as they are exclusively for Discord. And Yen. Discord is about 15 comics ahead of where Yen is right now.
Okay.
Simply because I created you guys with I created the group with you guys and just say, hey, here's what I got so far. What you think? Yeah. And Yen, I'm doing the daily. I'm doing it. I'm getting the practice in of posting a daily comic Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
So I haven't had my coffee yet, so I can't even say the days of the week right now.
Yeah, brother, go get you a cup of Joe. Get it going, man. I had like a couple cups, and then the yard guys showed up.
Oh yeah, I'm actually renting in a homeowners association area, and so my landlord is literally in the front yard right now, taking care of the lawn. Like the it's a rock garden, but there's weeds popping up. And
sure.
She's out there whenever she, does her, the lawn maintenance thing, just because she doesn't want to pay somebody else to do it. I'm like, okay.
No complaints.
That's a little bit more, interactive than I would like from a landlord, but,
right.
Whatever.
Right.
She was gracious enough to let us, stay here. Like we found her on Facebook. Believe it or not, you can actually rent, find a house to rent on Facebook now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy, man. This internet stuff, you pretty much grab anything now.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to when Yen gets the marketplace up and running. I know that with everything going on, like with all of the plans that they've got, and the changing and developing and always growing roadmap, that they decided to say, hey, you've been asking for a roadmap. Here's what we're going to call the roadmap. Here's the road of where we've been, and here's where we think we're going to be going soon.
Right.
And I've taken a look at the GitHub and the current the points and issues that they're tackling one at a time, and I'm wondering if part of what they're doing for this all hands meetup tonight is going to be talking about where they are headed, as well as the access and getting the marketplace up, because I saw on the Patreon that something that makes me believe that we might be heading in that direction now, because everybody's building their side hustle. All right. Let's make something happen here, and I have a feeling that that might be where the conversation tonight's going to be headed. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, could you do me a favor and tilt your screen down a little bit, or come closer? There we go. Oh, yes, so much better. Because all I saw was like a little head at the bottom of the screen.
Hey, give me a second. I'm going to run downstairs. I got the guys knocking on my door.
All right. I'll go grab some coffee.
Cool.
Stay tuned, y'all. Ooh, somebody's got a doggo. Hello, doggo. Hello, doggo. So what's up, peeps? Thank you for watching my video today. Really appreciate you all being here. I know we had a small break. I'm probably going to edit that just a tiny little bit. Or not, because, live stream. Let's make it real. I was only gone for 30 seconds? I think you could wait. Anyway, so, yeah, totally looking forward to having, multiple, streams. I'm probably going to be having the next Zoom stream right after Peter's all-hand stream meeting that we're having tonight at, did you say 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern? Let me check the Patreon real quick. Oh, there we go. All right, so it's going to be all hands Patreon tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we're probably going to have our stream here on the Zoom chat right after Peter's stream. Welcome back.
What's happening?
I was entertaining people while you were gone. Not really.
Hell yeah. No one else around?
I'm not that entertaining.
No, but your comic strip says you are. So, and I watch your stuff, man. I see how you always throw in some quick quips in the Discord chat.
Well, what's interesting is
that, funky.
Well, my interaction with the Discord is usually limited to the 3 days that I am free from work, because I'm too busy sleeping and working the other times. Not a whole lot of time to actually get in there and jump in. But when I do have my breaks, I do try to be a part of just about everything. And I've been making sure that I haven't been missing uploading the B90X in both the Discord and on the pub. You know, that's been my thing. That it's a simple task. I can do it at midnight, or shortly after midnight my time, because at my time midnight it's like 3 a.m. Eastern, and it's ready as soon as he wakes up. As soon as anybody wakes up, it's there. So I figured being in the time zone that I am puts me at the greatest advantage to continue leading as far as posting the B90X of the day.
Yeah, man. The full transparency, I haven't even done it yet,
dude. All right. We are on day 20 or 21 today. What are we? Let me find it. I had got so much going on. Day 21. We are on day 21. All right. So I'm calling you out, buddy. I'm calling you out.
Oh shit!
I'm calling you out. We're having this is a call off day. Everybody's.
I know, right?
Call out day. I got called out so hard.
No mercy. Kimchi just went at you, man. You and a couple other guys. That's love.
Dude, I love all these guys. Everybody in here, you guys are freaking like family. It's like we come
like-minded.
Oh God, it's perfect. It's freaking amazing, and it's so positive and encouraging. Like iron sharpens iron is like one of my favorite verses out of the Bible, and you know what? We are all each other's iron in one way or another.
100.
That's one of the reasons why I'm just like, oh God, I love this place. There's so much more to it than just Bitcoin.
Right.
And so going through the B90X, I mean, being part of the cohorts and the quartermasters, it's like, dude, I've got to do this. I've been doing the same grind, forever. I've held a job since I was like 12 years old. I've almost always, except for the years that I was in the military, I've held and maintained anywhere from 2 to 3 jobs ever since I was 12.
Damn.
Yeah, the grind hasn't stopped. And so, and on top of that, I was also trying to do affiliate marketing. I wanted to do some passive income, learn how to do, website stuff. And I put out about 9 different websites. All of them failed horribly. But each time I learned something new. And the one website that I was most passionate about that actually did pay me, $410 in commissions. It was delisted from Google when Google updated from whatever they were to like Panda or Penguin or something like that. This was like years ago when they did those updates. But it really hurt the affiliate marketing community, who had built based on the algorithms and the backlinks and all that different stuff that was designed to work back then. And I was in the middle of college, and I didn't have time to go back through it and start all over, so that website actually died. But I would love to actually do it again one day. But yeah, right now,
bring it back to life.
It's onward and upward to the new ventures, my apparel line, and then the comics.
Which one's yours? Is yours Jar Jar? I'm guessing.
No. John Jarash that's his own thing, and he's got some great stuff. John Jarash, Chain Gang, Hypebeast, Crypto. Like these are the big 3 in our group. But as far as the Discords, I don't think Chain Gang's not on the Discord right now. So when I remember to look up his website so I can copy and paste it, I'll share that in the YouTube, like the DC TV Daily.
You posted it in the chat today, and so I got to catch it, and that's why I never knew. I knew about Hyper Beast,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know about the other two that you posted. So I'm kind of like looking at the sites right now on the side.
Yeah. I'm really excited for Raven Skies when he gets his Shopify store up online, so everybody can get their wall art. Right now I have a cheap foam bedroll.
Yeah. Hey, she does the job.
As my sound wall.
It does the job. I mean, you sound good. This. I don't know if it's my internet, but it's just once you start moving like this, it sometimes starts going like that.
Yeah. Well, that's probably my squeaky ass chair, but I also had that the laptop fan.
Got you.
You hear that?
No, it's not the sound. It's the image, kind of like static. I don't know, delayed. I don't know what the term is. Whatever.
I don't know.
But you're going to be doing live channels, live streaming?
I am going to be doing for the Discord for a bit too far, because that way I have this interaction, I have the encouragement, and I have the motivation, as well as the ideas that just flow back and forth just from having these conversations. I'm going to be doing 2 a day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with I think a morning on. I'm gonna try to do a morning on Saturday. Just because Saturdays when I go back to work, I work graves. I need to make sure that my week's worth of whatever's finished, and that way I can actually catch up and actually get some sleep. Preparing myself for that graveyard shift. 9 p.m. to 8 o'clock in the morning. Grind. So, as far as DC TV, I like the last DC TV Daily. The one before, I think Tuesday. Yeah. Monday. I don't know. When Peter said, "I'm looking at you, Agent Skull. I'm looking at you, Sundrop."
Yes.
I'm like, oh, shit.
That was Monday or Tuesday. You've been getting called out.
I've been getting called out a lot.
Shit, that's good though, right? They know you got the juice. They're just expecting you to come with it.
Getting called out means they fucking love you. You need to get your ass out there, and and it's like, okay, I surrender.
Right.
But that's just one of the things is like, getting called out means you got to step up. And it's like, okay, did I just get called upon, Peter? He's like, do you want to? I'm like,
you've been blessed.
I can do Thursdays. so I'm hoping to do Thursdays. But as you saw in the Zoom stream from yesterday when I was talking with Andrew, been having difficulties with my OBS, slowing down the video, and you start lagging and getting stuck. So it sucks. Having to figure out all these settings when I did have them working, but to upgrade to being a DC TV contributor,
gotta change everything again.
I gotta change everything up, and it mucked up everything. So I think I might have to do what Andrew had suggested, which is just uninstall everything and then reinstall it. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. When Peter did that, I think that was the same. I don't know if it's the same video, but he showed how his workflow was set up. That was the shit right there, man. I was missing all of that because once I hit a dead end, I was like, all right, put that shit on the back burner. I'll go do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came back with it, I was like, oh, that's how you did it. Now I'm tweaking shit up again.
Well, I had gone through the cohorts, and I'd gotten, I bought my Blue Yeti. I got, my cheap lighting.
Okay. It does the job. It does their job. At least you're further ahead. I don't have the Yeti.
Well, I had expected to have going into, preparing myself to, become a DC TV contributor, I had thought that it'd be, a fairly simple thing. Like, hey, I already went through all this, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. I could just, he's like, actually, we're going to be doing it like this, and I'm like, oh, let me change that real quick. And now I'm fucked.
Right.
Hey, this is totally, the whole show's like unscripted. I don't have anything going on, but
of course, go for it.
You want to do a Vitalik dance? This is not, just to let everybody know, this is not going to be for DC TV, but why not?
Hey, give me 1 second. Let me run over here, and then I'll be ready.
As he shuts off the power to his house. Oh, shit. Let me make sure I got the right video. Hang on, guys. Look at Vitalik dance. To me, it's almost like romance. Oh, yeah. That's the right one. Like when I saw all right. I'm going to save that for what's coming up. You're going to get both of us. All right, so
I'm running to look for you.
You're all good, bro. You're all good. Do what you gotta do. Life gets in the way, man. None of this shit is scripted.
Where's that? Upstairs? Oh man, I was looking for this dinosaur head that I was gonna put on. I was like, can't find it, so you're gonna have this mug. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, could you hear us from all the way out there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, because I got you on my Bose.
Oh, we can hear you too. You can wash your hands.
Which one? No, I'm looking for a helmet.
No, I'm sorry. That was a Jeff Dunham joke.
I get it. I think that too.
All right, you ready?
Okay. Shane.
To me, it's almost like romance. Like when I saw Ivan's hands.
How far? This is the longest song ever. Done. I should have found that dinosaur head, man. I almost had it.
We can do it again some other day. Like
another day.
You find it tonight. Find it tonight after
yes.
After the all hands meeting.
Yep.
I'll have everybody doing it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Although, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. We want as much engagement as possible. So please, come on. Depending on the channel's engagement, we may or may not do the dance.
If they can, they can. And then you just go ahead and plug that thing and tell them, all right.
Dude, it's been a blast. You know, I want to get one with my kids. I'm trying to get both of them going.
Okay.
But both my little ones, and my son, he's not doesn't want to do the whole dancing thing. It's like, oh, come on, buddy, it'd be perfect. Right. My daughter absolutely wants to, so it might just end up being me and my daughter for the Vitalik dance, challenge. And the question is, who are we going to challenge next?
Oh, I got my daughter. You can challenge us. Oh, I mean, as far as call out,
yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
Dude, to call people out, that was freaking brilliant. Because now people are like, ah, shit, now I can't go unnoticed.
Right.
They were like, you gotta step it up. Gotta step it up. Yeah.
Now, Lou?
Oh, you got a little Doge in there?
Yeah.
What kind?
Come here, now, Lou. Oh, yeah. I guess not. You
smoke weed every day. No. I actually, even though it's legal here in California, I actually can't because of my job.
Oh, I know the life. I know the life. I used to be a contractor for federal projects, and back in the day, many moons ago.
Like construction projects, or like Blackwater projects.
Freestyle. We call it freestyle.
Oh, okay.
They bring you in to do what you got to do. Don't tell nobody.
Are you prior service?
No, but I've worked a lot of subcontracting.
All right. Good shit.
But I grew up in Hawaii, so everybody around me was military.
Yeah.
So I kind of had my started off in construction, but now I'm in IT.
Oh yeah, what kind of IT? Exactly.
Software, ERP, SAP type product.
Are you
enterprise resource?
Are you doing all the coding and stuff?
I do the project management kind of stuff where I can't do the back end coding, but I lead those guys. I'm kind of. It sounds like Grilling with Guns. He leads those guys too, right? It sounds like that's what he does. So yeah, that's what I did too.
Outstanding.
That's what I do, and I'm the idiot that quit last week. I had a nice little job, and I got crybaby mode when they told me I couldn't work remote, and I had to drive to work for an hour, and I told them that wasn't part of the contract. So now I got more time with us.
Yes, you do. This explains the morning.
I know, right? That's why I was like, well, now I can get back to my own shit until the next phone call comes through.
Yeah.
And they bring me back. I just throw my name in the hat. And when they're looking for someone to run IT projects, mainly ERP, MES type software, that's my niche.
Dude, hey, just like presence and practice. That's John Locke now, isn't it? I think he's he's like, I quit my job. I'm free to do whatever the heck I want now.
Yeah.
It's like,
but he's still a preacher, though, right?
Yes. I believe Armando as well. Armando was right, like literally like the week of our Atlanta meetup. Our boy Armando, he's like, and he posted it out in a video. So I'm not saying anything, that's revealing or anything. But he posted out in the video what had happened. He got his severance, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have some fun, come back, take care of my shit, and just grind away, keep building. Like he's doing music, he's doing the Hypebeast crypto, and like, dude, that astronaut freaking basketball slam dunk, it's like boom.
Yeah, he's got some nice artwork. I don't know if he grabbed that one from Raven Sky, because Raven looked like he had the same astronaut.
He comes up with his own concepts, and he actually has an artist rendered them for him. Kind of the same model that I'm working on.
Okay.
But I'm currently having headaches with one particular artist who he said that he was in the hospital for a while, so he couldn't get to my project. I'm like, all right, man, take your time. It was like a 6-day project. Okay.
Sure.
But he's also not in the U.S., so he's on a different timeline. And he's been working on it for 2 months. I'm like, geez, like.
If you don't want it, just say you don't want it. Right.
But see, you know what? Here's the thing. To make up for taking so long, he's already given me 3 free designs. So, I can get the 2 designs that I had asked for, plus, the 3 free ones that he had, hooked me up with. One of the designs, I'm going to go ahead and, take and, give to another artist to say, hey, can you make this look more realistic? That way,
Yeah.
It doesn't look like somebody photoshopped with tangrams.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah. So hey, do you have any favorite jokes, whether they're from work or just around, the block that you've heard all your life? I don't care what the content is, if it's usable in a 1 or 2 panel comic. I'm gonna freaking find the punchline and freaking make it happen. Believe it or not, you saw the 2 gerbils comic, right?
No.
You didn't see the 2 gerbils?
Let me pull. Is it up on the Discord?
Yes, it's on the Discord. I think it's in general, or which one is it? Let me pull it up real quick. In general, let me see if it's up here. It might be. It's either in general or it's in Trash Talk.
Okay.
It's another bar scene. A lot of art happens to take place in bars, apparently. It's just.
I wonder why.
All right. So it's not in general. Let's try Trash Talk.
I'm in Trash Talk looking. There's a.
Mm-hmm. I got the general, Trash Talk, religion, holidays, everyday life, and where blockchain does not belong. Which I'm actually looking forward to really getting some of those where blockchain doesn't belong ones.
Yeah.
As well as religion and holidays. Dude, you know what? I think it might be in everyday life. I'm going to find this thing. I'm going to find it. I know I posted it. Oh, did you see the one that was the comic of the back of somebody's car?
No.
You know those family stickers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one of that with Ethereum.
Oh, I think I just when I was looking for that one, I just saw it real quick. I didn't read through it.
Yeah.
I was looking.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
All the little whores. It said whore. Yeah. I skimmed through it, but I didn't think about it.
Yeah, the gerbil one is actually like the 3rd post in general. You got to scroll all the way to the top.
General 3rd post.
Yeah, it's
right,
like
to the top.
So it's that actually came from a story that a Marine Corps buddy of mine that I have at work. He was telling me about the time that it was his sergeant major's last day in the Marine Corps. He was having his retirement ceremony. It was his last day in the Marines. He had been a Marine for 30 years, and he decides to do the microphone check.
Okay.
And he's like, test, is this thing working? Test. 2 gerbils walk past a gay bar. One looks to the other and says, let's go have some drinks and get shit-faced. Here you go, Colonel. It's working. The freaking Colonel's just shaking his damn head. And I'm just like, dude, that's brilliant.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Sometimes the jokes that we don't think are worth getting a comic panel, dude, they're freaking brilliant. If you can find a way to make the punchline relevant and you get the whole joke without actually saying the whole joke.
That's the best part, keep it. It's for those who's on that level, man. Oh, shit. I was poking through all the websites and yours and Raven Sky, I spend too much time hanging out in there.
Oh, dude, Raven has some freaking Discord grind that I think he only gets like 30 minutes of sleep a day. It's like, dude, when do you freaking sleep? I can't keep up with everything. I do make sure to stay on time with the e-commerce and
yeah.
Those are the ones, but like I've got like on my phone right now, I have so many channels to catch up on. And luckily, I think because he is grinding on so many different channels in his channels that the amount of content per one channel is actually spread thin between them all. So it feels like,
right?
oh
Yeah.
gosh, it makes it so much easier to keep up because I don't have to go through 8 hours of freaking content on just one channel just to keep up, which I did that once. It was the first time that John actually jumped in. When the CEO of Yen.io decides to freaking jump into your channel, you the shit. It's like, damn, that's freaking awesome. And he's like, John's like a major contributor in that channel. It's like, fuck. There's just like so much going on. It's freaking great. I love it.
But I guess, plus, I mean, that's his style. He just wants to ask him a question and he comes right back with it. And that's really cool when you get to ask those kind of deals, right? Awesome.
Especially when you have that one-on-one with people who've actually done what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah.
That's the level of access that we have with John and Peter. That's just amazing. It's like I've purchased like when I said I was doing affiliate marketing, I purchased like a $997 freaking program. I think I haven't shut down my membership. I don't know if the website's still open, but the forum was just not as user friendly as what John and Peter have done. John and Peter have made themselves accessible on multiple platforms, and you can find the platform that works best for you.
Yeah.
And I think that what's coming up that he's going to talk about tonight, also the Patreon support levels changing, making everything more accessible to everybody. That's going to be phenomenal. Like, dude, that's going to be awesome. Like, that's going to be phenomenal. Anyway, but yeah, I was asking you about a joke. You got any of your favorite jokes? I don't care if they're appropriate or inappropriate, or it doesn't fucking matter.
I'll post them in. Like, you remember that one? I posted one. So I'm on Instagram with one of my couple of my buddies, and we start talking shit, and that's where that stripper one came up, because he goes, dude, it's Christmas time. I need to find alternative avenues.
I loved that one.
You gotta find alternative avenues of getting paid, man. And then
hey, Christmas is coming up. Don't judge me. Dude, how funny would it be if that was like a grandpa?
Hey, man, the hustle don't stop.
They're on fixed income, Social Security. They got grandkids to make happy.
And talking about buying shit, I'll just turn this, I don't know if you can see it.
Okay, all right. You got a few items there. Are you starting a mining rig in that corner? Nice. Are you on Nemesis' channel, the Crypto Brothers?
He's helping me. He gave me the list of stuff to buy, and I'm just waiting for shit to get delivered. And I'm just stacking it right there.
There you go. What kind of budget are you looking at when you are purchasing these items?
So I started the rig to keep it under 2,000, and just see what it is, because like I got into crypto on the trading side, and I got lucky a few times. And I'm just reinvesting, and I just want to know the hardware side of things. But I had scored all this Ubiquiti equipment on an auction where it came. I got 2 servers, some switches, some security gateway stuff. And I'm a software guy. I don't know shit about hardware. I can tell you what I think it should do, but I've been like just spending time with this time off, this free time that I have now, in doing this because it's fun. And then I can change gears and jump in on the Discord. I have enough time to kind of like, if I started kind of like I was going through Raven Sky's thing, and then I read what John said, man, just give yourself 25 minutes, man, and then walk away, come back to it.
Yes.
Those kind of lessons like that, it's valuable, because it helped me move, because like I'll just sit here and try to force myself
It's like me yesterday, freaking 6 hours of trying to figure out how to get, fix my settings so that I wouldn't be choppy during a freaking live stream. I'm just like, you know what? Screw this. It's like I need a break. It's like I started posting in the pub thread. It's like it's like, hey, you know what? I'm having these troubles. Maybe somebody would find benefit of hearing about my troubles and finding the solution. I personally feel like the problem with troubleshooting on like a big forum like that is that the people who are on the channel, if it's not really a problem for them, it can feel a bit spammy and they kind of shut it off. But for the people who really want to know, who are having these same kinds of problems or don't want to make the same mistakes, it's good content, so yeah. It's like, should I post here? Should I direct message? And it's like, you know what? He even said, post here. Fuck it. I'm posting there. And I hope that it's, hope I can figure this thing out. That way we can actually get something going on Thursdays, Dude,
since I was with, because I was with you guys on the first cohort, and all of you fuckers have gotten so much better, dude. All of you guys have, and I'm just sitting here, kind of just tippy-toeing right behind you guys. But I'm going to try and catch up soon enough, man. But you guys in the front like that, it just motivates me to try and fucking take it to the next level.
Well, part of I think Agent Skull said it phenomenally on one of the Zoom chat streams, that he did. He's like, I don't tiptoe around shit. I just freaking jump in, and if I freaking drown, I drown it, But I'm gonna keep kicking until I freaking figure it out, or however he said it. And I'm just like, you know what? My entire life I'd been tiptoeing because I didn't want to make that mistake. Even when it came to getting to crypto. And I'm sure you've heard me say the story 1,000 times, so I'll spare everybody else the details. But basically, once I was in on a project, I'm like, I got to learn about this shit. So I spent 6 months studying, and then New Year's Day, I'm like, all right, time to create a Coinbase account, and get started. And so I did. I've been, minus several weeks of financial hardship. I've been DCAing every day and trying to make up for the weeks that I missed, which,
why that did. Why that fucking did.
Yeah. It's like, I absolutely love what brought me to the stage where I was like, you know what? I need to do some self-study. Like, I actually took a whole tax return and purchased books. And it was great. I was looking for books by Robert Kiyosaki and Tony Robbins. And, it was actually during the search on Amazon for books by Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Live by it.
Yeah. So it was during that search that I had found out that, President Donald Trump had actually co-authored 2 books with him. I'm like, what? So I was like,
real estate partners. They were real estate partners back in New York.
And well, not only that, they were both teaching for the same, like they would, like, how Tony Robbins is known for having big, giant, massive conventions, and he's just like, putting out his guru knowledge, even though he says I'm not your guru on Netflix. They were working, like promoting. Or being promoted by like the same. It's not TEDx. It's not the Learning Annex. It was something else. But it was there that Donald was like, "Hey, we should write together. You're the best in personal finance. I'm best in business finance. Let's put something together." And Robert was like, "Okay." Robert called out. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. Tax return. Investment in myself. I'm getting all these books. I'm going to see what this is all about, And so, he was running at the time, or was he running still? Or was he already elected? I'm trying to remember which year I bought them. But anyway, it was through those books, The Midas Touch and Why We Want You to Be Rich, that I quickly learned that all of the freaking newscasters that are saying all this shit about President Donald Trump, or at the time, candidate Donald Trump, they didn't read a damn book of his. Otherwise, they wouldn't be saying the stupid shit they're saying. They couldn't. They would have absolutely no grounds to stand upon. It's the grounds of ignorance that they were coming from. But if they actually read any of his books, like he even said, I'm not going to do The Apprentice unless there's educational value for the people watching. It's because he wants people to learn so that they can become wealthy and stop struggling.
Yeah, man. He's not doing any handout. He's giving you the tools to do it. If you're gonna get up and do it yourself, here's the tool.
And not only that, he's like, look, prove it to you. I'm not taking a paycheck as president.
Oh, yeah. That to me is like, I love that. That's why I love Donald, the president, man. Shit.
Can we just mic drop right now? No, not with the Blue Yeti. Not with the Blue Yeti.
No.
Let me go ahead and make sure I didn't fuck up my settings doing that. Shit, that's the last thing I need to do is fuck up my settings again.
Don't do that.
But yeah, anyway.
I'll post some jokes on the thing once I find them, because normally, you know how it is. When they ask you, tell me a joke, you're like, fuck, I don't know any right now. Like any other time, I'm like, because it was funny too, because like my daughter had a talk about that, and she's only 5, so she was like, Dad, tell me a joke. I can't tell you any joke that's appropriate.
I can't tell you any jokes. They're quite inappropriate, sweetheart.
Well, all I could do is I thought about some dirty underwear jokes. That's all I could think of. Oh, man, not yet, kiddo, not yet.
So a guy's walking down a dirt path, and he happens to see, out in the field, this man, he's fucking a damn sheep. He's like, what the hell? He's like, so he's like starts running and whatnot, and he sees a house, and he runs up to the house, and he's like, sees a kid on a rocking chair in the front porch. He's like, hey, kid, I need to use your phone. It's an emergency. I need to call animal control because there's a guy out there. He's abusing a sheep. The kid's like, he's like, come on, kid, look, you gotta let me use your phone. He's out there and he's fucking a sheep. This is abuse. It can't go on. I have to call animal control. It's like, dude, what's the problem? Why won't you let me use your phone? He's like, that's my mom and my dad.
Leave him alone. That's some good. That's what happens around here in these backwoods areas.
You've seen it personally, huh? That's got to be some PTSD shit right there. No, I can't stand all these freaking people saying, "Oh, I have PTSD from that." Really, post-traumatic stress from seeing something on TV. Have you watched what you've actually been watching in the theaters?
I know, man.
Like freaking really, The Purge. Like,
yeah.
If you're gonna have something, like some freaking, PTSD, have it from that, or have it from freaking, watching Saw.
No, man. It's not even the same level, man.
No, that is not like watching your best friend get freaking blown up, or have his head freaking blown off by a sniper in Vietnam. I mean, I've seen people and I've interacted with people with real PTSD. All these freaking social justice warriors that say that had to have PTSD counseling from President Trump getting elected. Fuck you.
What the fuck?
Are you serious?
Some nonsense, man. There's just too much bullshit. Well, that's where my mentality kind of goes to, that demented side. It's like, fucking nuke them all and let God sort them out, man. Like,
you know what? I know how to solve all of the Middle East's problem. You turned the whole fucking thing to a glass parking lot.
Boom.
Done.
Boom. No more. Yeah, you know what? And there's some truth to that because look, man, historically, that's what we did to Japan.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Boom. Done.
End of story.
All of them decided to say, we've had enough.
Yeah, yeah. You want to come this way with that shit? Done. But hey, well, that's where I think Donald Trump, man, he's a boss. He'll tell them to do something like that. If he gets down and dirty, it'll get to that point where let's just go ahead and fucking demonstrate the power of our military. So I'm not military. Mm-hmm. My family, man, they military. So I get to be blessed to hear how good we are, how legit. I ain't worried. I just want them to go ahead and demonstrate. With Trump in position right now, that's where I know everyone's chicken shit and they're lining up. Okay, I don't want to fuck with the U.S. again,
dude.
But I just want.
Go on.
I just want the U.S. to go ahead and put that stamp down one more time, just like how we did Japan. It's like, look, get the fuck off my back. China, you want to collect the money I owe you? Come get it. Come get it. You think you can come and muscle me for that money I owe you? Show me.
I honestly, when it comes to China, I would actually prefer that they some better business practices would be used by our Congress and our Senate and like the whole freaking the whole department of God knows everything's so goddamn wasteful. You know what's not wasteful? Are the freaking VA hospitals. Here's what I mean. Here in the U.S., you have 3 different types of hospitals. You have on the spectrum on the right, you have like hospitals like TRICARE, like the naval hospitals. Okay,
sure.
They give the absolute best treatment and to everybody that they take care of. It doesn't matter what it is. They will do what it takes to make you whole again, for the most part. Then you have civilian hospitals. They will try to find the balance in whatever, both expenses and what, will work for you. Whereas, the TRICARE hospital, they don't give a shit about the expenses. We're on the government payroll. You need a daggum surgery to make your back feel better. We will give you that surgery if we know that it'll make you better. Then you got the VA. The VA is on the absolute opposite spectrum of the TRICARE hospitals that will go above and beyond. Like the VA, they are such penny pinchers. They're like, yeah, we're not going to go ahead and give you that surgery for your back because, yeah, we don't see you contributing to society for very much longer. We don't care that you're in pain. Here's some Motrin. Yeah, you don't qualify for, the good quality pain. Oh, and by the way, no, you can't have CBD pain relief.
Man,
but they're such tight money pinchers. and if you look at the accounting, like the big spenders are TRICARE.
Yep.
The civilian ones are they're always trying to find some balance of some sort. So it might lean more towards better care. It might lean more towards, better for the budget, But when it comes to the VA hospitals, it's always what's going to save us money so we can get a bigger Christmas bonus. Freaking bullshit.
Yep.
And here's a bit of news for you. Not a lot of people know this, but doctors have their licenses in each state. Like if you get a California license, you can, practice just about anywhere. Or, you can, go to state, wherever you move, get a license there, not a big deal. But if you have a malpractice lawsuit and you lose your license at the state level, there's a way for you to save your job. It's be a doctor and work federally for the VA, which means that if you've already lost your doctor's license, you can still work for the VA.
Oh.
And that's one of the reasons why the treatment is shit for all these veterans. You know, I have he was a client of mine who, you know, we became family, like him, his family, like his daughters and sons, you know, like they're my nieces and nephews, you know, and the VA fucked him royally. When he got out of the military, he could walk. Thanks to the VA now, he can't. And it pisses me off. Talking about it, I'm starting to get emotional. So we're going to change the subject real quick. But yeah, my brother got, the guy's like my brother, he got fucked by the VA. And it's by doctors like that have lost their licenses that are doing this to our veterans. Here's how bad it was. Back in 1999, they actually made a movie about how bad the VA was. Did you see Article 99 with Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah.
You know, he's now doing Netflix Designated Survivor. You know, but in 1999, him and Michael J. Fox's mom from Back to the Future, Marty McFly's mom, they were in a movie together, you know, called Article 99, about how bad the VA is. And it hasn't improved. It has not. You know, it still sucks shit. Anyway.
You know, the chief operating officer for the U.S. VA guy was a good friend of mine.
Was?
Oh. I mean, he's part of that bullshit that you know that military vets go through now. Like he was, back in another life, we were in the social work business, you know, social services, social workers, and then he finally landed that job. Well, he slid right into that federal job with the VA out there, and he just closed his ears to all the shit he knows what was going on before he signed off. And that's where we kind of just parted ways, man. This was like early 2000. I was like, dude, man. And he's an ex-Navy guy himself, so if anybody, he should know his, you know, he should be fucking representing the people, man. And I don't keep in touch with him, but when you talk about it, the first name comes to my mind is someone that I know that should know better, that should have everyone's back. Yeah. When he was on this side, he was cool, and then when he crossed over, he turned into a fucking turncoat. So it's kind of like, yeah. Daryl Vincent, that's his name. Well, put him on blast.
Well, lucky for Daryl, this channel ain't that popular yet.
No, man. What you said about the hospitals, what you said is 100, man. I used to do contract work for TRICARE hospitals and the VA hospitals out in different states. And I've seen the differences, man. Equipment, infrastructure, all that shit was upside down when you compare it. You figure military, federal should be top of the line. Nope. Even TRICARE is not even all that good too, no. You know, I've seen them. I mean, it's these private hospitals that got all the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was in, I actually went in for 2 different issues, and I'll share one of them with you. I started developing a cyst in my wrist. I don't know if you can see this, but it's a gaping freaking, you know, bubble right there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it physically hurts to do push-ups. You know, at the standard, you know, flat palm level. So to combat that, I started doing push-ups like that.
Whoa!
Just riding on like the tiptoe. My hands were tiptoeing. You know, instead of using the full palm, I would do push-ups on the front of my hand.
You just increased carpal tunnel.
Well, I figure if I can, push, with a straight fist, I'm
Should be better.
should be better, and it helped. And it for anybody that is working out, it does make push-ups a little bit more difficult because it gives you an extra, 2 to 3 inches, of height and maximum, draw down and push up, So, which is just pretty cool. But I went to the hospital to say, hey, this is affecting my work. Can you take care of it? Get it removed? And they're like, oh, you know what? Because that's a cyst, and it's not anything that was caused by the military. It's not covered. We can't do that for you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and there's. They do stuff like that even in TRICARE, in like what is considered our nation's best. They still do those kinds of things, and it sucks. My niece decided to join the Army, and she had a similar situation, and it caused her to leave. She's no longer in the military because of it, because TRICARE just would not take care of it. And my wife right now is currently going through a battle, not with a hospital, but with a former employer because she was injured on the job, and the lawyer, freaking insurance bullshit that the company that she used to work for is putting her through has caused her to live with this pain in her shoulder. Like she's like. It's partially torn, but they don't want to freaking, do anything about that. It's like, oh, no. if no, basically, if she can still work, then it's obviously, not that bad of a deal. It's like, she's working because she's freaking has to. Do you want us to die because we can't fucking eat?
Right.
It's but from a business side of things, I can see, what, if they're absolutely serious about this thing and they're not freaking malingering and trying to freaking, scam us out of our fucking, hard-earned money, then yeah, they need to fucking fight for it. But we've been fighting for 2 fucking years. Come on, people. This ain't going away. We got 2 different doctors saying, yes, she needs the surgery. And then we just got a letter. I forget from which entity, but it's saying that, the surgery is not necessary.
That doctor was probably fired from the state somewhere. He's a mole.
Probably. There's only one doctor I trust, and I'm gonna go ahead and call him out right now. He is the last I heard, he is the number 2 doctor. Like out of all the doctors, like he's like the second most powerful doctor in all of North Carolina. And he's a personal friend of mine. He's like a brother. I've known him since 2007. It's like we're 11 years that we've been like best friends. And his name is Dr. Arthur Apollinario. If you're ever in North Carolina, that's the guy to see, because he does not play games. Like his clients, he fights hard as hell for all of his clients. And he does life transformational work with them as well. Like, for instance, this whole freaking, the stomach staple bullshit, like, I'm like, 1,000 pounds. I need to get my stomach stapled. He's like, why go through the surgery and have the health complications if you just exercise a little bit of self-control and just do portion control? If you're going to get your stomach stapled and have your stomach the size of an egg, and that's all that you can eat, the equivalent of 5 bites, save yourself the damn money, save yourself the freaking surgery complications and risks of infection, and just go on 5-bite diet yourself. Eat whatever the hell you want. Just 5 bites. 5 bites is about the equivalent of like 500 calories. And that's what those 1,000-pound, individuals are going on is like a 5-bite diet, 500 calories a day. And they'll do like a coffee in the morning, 0 calories. And then they'll do like 5 bites at lunch and 5 bites at dinner of whatever they want. That way they don't have the cravings and whatnot. But to help his clients achieve maximum success. And by the way, the people that are going on these stomach staples, they are in the worst shape of their life, health-wise. They've got heart problems, diabetes problems. They, obviously overweight and, freaking clogged arteries and shit. They're in the worst place. And they're going on this kind of surgery. He, in order to help his clients achieve maximum success without surgery, he also became a certified hypnotherapist. Like, he's actually able to help them, stop smoking. He can help them, like the cravings and not sticking with the 5-bite diet. He can, help keep them on track with that. Not only that, the guy's so damn good at hypnosis, he's actually hypnotized women into giving birth without any painkillers. They don't feel a damn thing. Anyway.
Crazy.
Yeah. One of the best doctors in the world. Like, if there's something that I can't fix myself, being, formerly from the medical field in the Navy, and I have to get an opinion somewhere, I'll ask him. He's phenomenal. And he even does hypnotherapy sessions like over Skype. How freaking cool is that?
No, man, bring the doctor to the house. And you know what? They're doing that, more of that, where they have medical assistance or treatment, what you call, over the internet. But, I mean, that guy knows what he's doing, so he's probably leading the charge for that, making access to quality care.
Yeah, he also took that whole 5-bite diet thing and actually wrote a book. I think I shared it either in the pub or the Discord. It was called The Absolute Last Diet and Exercise Book You'll Ever Need. It's on Amazon.
I think I saw it. Yeah, I read it somewhere where you talked about that.
Oh, there you go. So yeah. That was him. And he put everybody's workout programs and special shakes and dietary supplement, like all the different, as seen on TV or TV commercial shit, he puts them all on blast for their bullshit. And he brings science and humor into the book. It's a phenomenal read, and I recommend it to anybody and everybody who's ever wanted to lose weight. I personally, when his book first came out, I'm like, you know what? To give you the best review ever, I'm actually going to go through it. And I went from like 201 pounds back down to my military weight of $175 with that method, and that was without the hypnosis. I didn't do any hypnosis. That was just, doing what I got to do and grinding. And that was also without working out, because I was actually driving to nursing school. Like, I was like an hour away. And I was also running the tutoring program at the school. Which, by the way, the only reason I'm not in nursing right now is because I failed the pregnancy section of the test to get my state license. But that's because, out of all my experience, I never dealt with pregnant Marines. So,
yeah.
Out of all the different experience that I had, I came in knowing full well that I was going to succeed and graduate and all that stuff. I was running the tutoring program, and which didn't exist. I was doing that on my own because grinding away, and my overconfidence got the best of me, and I didn't bother studying pregnancy. I thought I knew it all. I was studying on things that I knew I was weak in.
Yeah.
Like working with older patients. And that was my downfall. But then, my GI Bill was spent, and it's like, okay, got to get a job. That way I can, feed the family. And the job that I could get as a caregiver just wasn't enough. Even at 40 hours a week, it wasn't enough to live off of. So I've been holding anywhere from 60 to 80 hours a week on 2 jobs for like about 4 years now. 2014 was when I went to school, and I graduated in 2015. So 3 years, not 4. Yeah. And it was actually that grind, that 80 hours a week, that almost damn near killed me. So I ended up having to let go of the caregiving job to focus on my main job right now. So, yeah.
We do what we got to do, man. That's what daddies do.
Yeah. Got to take care of the little doges. Got to make sure they eat. Have a roof over their head. Yeah. How many kids do you have? Just one? Your daughter? How old is she?
One in the house. I got 2 that's too old. They're already out of the house.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be an empty nester, but we went at it again.
You didn't learn your lesson the first 2 times?
Let me throw this downstairs real quick. This was what I was looking for.
Yes! Who found it?
Yeah. Perfect. Love it. You know, I moved out here from Hawaii, and I never had to deal with freaking winters.
Where are you now?
Ohio.
What the hell's out in Ohio?
My wife's family.
That makes sense.
No said. Yes. But, we do what we do as husbands, too.
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
Yeah, we had thought about for a minute moving out to Wisconsin, where a majority of her family's at. Well, I should say the majority of the family that she actually cares about. She's from the Philippines. There's no way in hell we're moving to the Philippines. No. She's like, no, thank you.
No. So you must eat good since you got Filipino food.
Mm-hmm. You know it. Oh, man.
I can't get any good Asian food out here, bro.
In Ohio?
No, I haven't found any. Not yet.
Anyway, you were about to say I should do something. What was that?
There's a lot of Filipinos, they got good humor too. So some of those good Filipino jokes, I gotta think of some, man. Shit. You gotta just convert it and add that, slide that crypto spin to it.
Yeah. By the way, let me ask you something. When it comes to, and I'm probably going to get, this is probably going to be a common question when I actually start working with DCTV. But a common question that I want to ask.
Are you running to the name now?
Yeah, it's a check when he's ready.
Is when it comes to blockchain technology and mass adoption, when you're telling somebody about crypto, what's your favorite type of news to share with somebody to make your point that crypto adoption is coming?
So I work on the software side of things, and when I go into different clients and they want me to implement something, I've heard them already talking blockchain. They're already, testing it out on different processes. In manufacturing side, that's pretty much the world I live in. Whatever you're making, that kind of world, they're replacing serialization with blockchain technology. And that to me is evidence when you got the big dogs like Honda, pharmaceutical companies, all of them guys are already doing it on the back burner. SAP, they're doing it. That to me is like, I don't have to say shit. I just go ahead and click. Look at that website. You tell me, man. It's just trying to be in front of the curve. And for example, I bought marijuana stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And today, one of them went 30% up.
Yes.
It's like,
Nice.
That shit's going to go legal, and I'm just going to wait because to me, I feel like I got into crypto a little late. but did all right.
Well, you know what's really awesome about both marijuana and cryptocurrency is that they are both budding industries.
That's the one. That's the one.
We are on the ground floor right now.
Oh, yeah. Early adopters.
They're not, too overly expensive. Like $100 can get you 1 or 2 shares in like the biggest companies. In crypto, $100 can get you
thousands
of coins, or tokens, depending on your project, or it could get you a portion of a really good solid crypto like Bitcoin. You could get like 10 Ethereum Classics right now, maybe.
Right.
I didn't look at the charts today, but Icon's like 70 cents right now, or 63 cents, or something like that. It's always going in that area right there. And when I first started DCAing into Icon back in January, it was like $3.50. Like, this bear market has been amazing.
Right.
Dude, it's like, and
the prices are better, and now we're just waiting.
Yeah, and we got professionals out there saying, "Oh, we're experts." It's like,
I want all the people to keep crying about it.
Please keep crying. That way, the level stays at an accumulation phase. It's like,
just give me some more time.
Give me more time. I'm embracing that bear, buddy.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
And that's that's something that I learned, reading Unshakable by Tony Robbins. That book of his was phenomenal for me. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not big into trading or reading charts, is because I've learned the HODL style of, investing. And, I have since learned, thanks to the Atlanta trip, that there's ways to, when it comes to tax returns, and previously thought it's like you're taxed on every single transaction. Well, that's just not the case. You have to report every transaction, but you're only taxed on your gains. So if you've been dollar cost averaging all year, $100 a week, that's $5,200. Until you take more than your $5,200 for that year, you're not taxed. You have to take out more than what you put in to get taxed. And not only that, the U.S. government didn't make, any of the cryptos. Federal Reserve isn't actually part of the government, but it is the established entity that is making our money, and that's the only currency that our U.S. government can actually tax. They can't tax Bitcoin. They can't tax Ethereum. They can't tax Icon. They can't tax any of it. They can only tax the gains after you take out more than what you put in.
True.
But you still have to report everything. That way they have accountability, and Uncle Sam doesn't come knocking at your door and haul you away like freaking any other tax evader. Like Al Capone.
That's where Nemesis got me. My ears perked when he said, "Yeah, I'm trying to tax you something I'm making. You don't know what I'm making, so to me it's like pure profit." And I'm only mining just because I want to understand again, like how the infrastructure side of it looks like, the hardware side.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Once the mass adoption happens, and you have entire communities and entire industries on blockchain and cryptocurrency technology, and they're completely having their interactions and value transfers in cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
Those are non-taxable events. If I pay you for that art on the back of your wall right there in crypto, that's a non-taxable event. They can't tax that because it wasn't done in US dollars. They can't tax you for that profit.
Nope. And that's the other side too of crypto. They can't take your shit away unless you give them the keys. That's to me, this is passive income.
Mm-hmm.
And I've, when I talk to someone, they tell me about crypto, I just go, if you're family, I show them a bank account. That's it. Don't talk to me anymore about that unless you want to do it. Don't judge me. You can do what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you remember that who was it that did that? It's not Jimmy Fallon, but the other late night talk show host that was making fun of cryptocurrencies. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. He's like the British guy, that's always.
Oh, yeah. I know the British guy one. I don't watch enough TV.
I don't have TV.
Okay.
We have Netflix. I mean, we have
that's us.
television.
Yeah. I just got the.
But they're not
internet.
hooked up to anything. They're only hooked up to Netflix or like the Wii. Yeah, we're still behind the times. We're still on the Wii.
I got the Wii in the basement. It's still important in my household.
My kids love it. They're at that age that what, I don't need to go absolutely crazy. When my Xbox 360 died, my 15-year-old asked to take it apart to see if she could fix it. I'm like, sure, go ahead.
Hell
And
yeah!
she found out exactly what was wrong with it. I gotta buy a new freaking laser, and then we could put it back together and fix it. But at this point,
That's awesome.
yeah. This is the same daughter. She's 15. She'll be 16 in March. Lord help us all. And that reminds me of a joke.
There you go.
I'll share it with you in a second. And she started teaching herself how to code at 12 years old. At 12 years old, and you saw the video that we did earlier. We talked about tricking our kids, how I tricked them into reading, and the reward was watching anime in Japanese, so they have to read even more.
That's how I did mine. That's how I did mine too.
Yeah.
I love that. That's how I teach them.
It's brilliant when you think about it. It's like, okay, your reward for doing your homework and finishing is like, they'd get like 10 minutes of reading as an assignment. I make them read for 20. When they get 20 minutes of reading for an assignment, I make them do an hour. And so our daily for my kids is they read 1 hour a day. Yeah. And then the reward is watch anime.
Hell yeah.
And they love it.
The subtitles.
They love the anime in the original Japanese because the voice actors can give such a better performance than American ones.
Yeah.
Because so much is lost in the translation and the context. Because the American way of doing things is like less is more, but you lose so much as far as the animation style and the it's like
Dragon Ball Z, for example.
Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail is my son's favorite.
Yeah, my kids were watching Fairy Tail in Japanese before they learned how to read, and they loved the entire series. They knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Just by the context.
Yeah. And
now that they're reading, they're watching it again.
Yeah.
They've watched Fairy Tail in Japanese about 3 times on Netflix.
Yeah. My daughter, my 5-year-old right now does that exact. She can't read, but she's watching the whole thing. I mean, she can't read all of the words, but she can't read. But that's the best way, man. You trick them into learning using, alternative methods like. That's how I raised mine. Take no prisoners, bro.
But yeah, a part of her entertainment after we were done watching anime for the day, she'd want to, play games. She wanted to play games, and so she would, like if she was at a place on her game where she couldn't get past a part, she'd look it up online. Can I look up online how to get past this level? Okay, honey, sure. And so she discovered Reddit and GitHub and Discord and she found these groups that she could learn how to get past these things. But in that rabbit hole of research, she had found other games that were really fun to play, but they just weren't finished products because the company either went under or they were bought out or the developers joined another project, and they had not non-disclosure agreements, but they had some other contract that made it so that they couldn't work on passion projects anymore from their previous whatever. And so the games are out there and they're online, and you can play them, and you can see where the patches need to be done. You can, so she started teaching herself how to code so that she could fix the bugs so that she could keep playing those games. There's a game, I forget what the name of it is, but in that game, you go to a certain room or whatnot, and there's a television or whatnot. You turn it on, and it's either The Wizard of Oz is playing, and you can watch the whole movie from in that room in that game, or it was some other some movie or whatnot, or I think it was a news broadcast that they had created for the game. Like it was like hours and hours and hours of news broadcasts of fake events inside the game. But the TV only had like I think like 10 minutes or something like that, and it started glitching out. And so she learned how to code so that she could see the rest of the content. It's like she fixed part of the games that she was playing at like freaking 12, 13, 14 years old. And
she's still into that, or I hope she is.
I want her to continue to do that sort of stuff. I know that if she keeps that up, she will have a secure future. I mean, how many months ago was it that they had 4,000 freaking job listings, and then there was an article that came out that Peter covered like a couple weeks ago, maybe last month, that talks about how the job postings for software developers and blockchain engineers, the job rating went up 400%.
Yep.
400%? Are you serious?
That's why I'm in it. you see the trend.
Yeah.
Get in front of that shit.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. So the sticky note that I had written down. So a guy and his buddy are driving down the road, and the guy who's driving, he runs through an intersection at a red light. And the guy's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You just ran a red light. He's like, no, it's okay. It's all cool. Don't worry about it. So they keep on going. They're, another red light, right on through it. He's like, dude, what the fuck? It's like a second red light. He's like, dude, it's cool. Don't worry about it. My brother taught me how to drive. He's the best driver. He's never gotten a ticket. He's never gotten, an accident. It's fine. This is how you do it. So they come up to a green light, and the guy stops. He's like, dude, it's green. What are you doing? He's like, are you fucking kidding me? My brother could be going the other way.
Fucking wrong. That is demented.
I don't remember who told me that one, but that
I like that.
Freaking
I hadn't
awesome.
heard that one. That was a good one. I like
that was amazing.
Put that one in my pocket.
There you go. Edit the language for, and all of a sudden it's good enough to tell kids.
Yes, that one's appropriate. I gotta wait for my kid to understand the difference between red and green. Well, she does now. Red light, stop. Yeah, she got it down now.
Yeah,
she's already passing judgment on my driving. Hey, I'm only going down the road. Oh, put your seatbelt on. I'm only going down the road.
We're only driving down the block to get to the mailbox. Seatbelt, Daddy.
Exactly.
Being a parent is so friggin' awesome. I love it, man.
Bro, that's the only reason why I'm still alive, man. I would have been living that wild and out lifestyle had it not been for the kids. I had to pump the brakes, grow up.
Yeah. That's the thing about, statistically speaking, two things really, really make the average person grow up: joining the military.
Yes.
And having kids.
Yes. I've been close to the military 3 fucking times in my early life. And I just got chicken shit about crossing over. I just said I couldn't swear in, man. I just know my mentality.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I serve in alternative ways. Back in the day.
There you go. So what projects are you looking at doing personally now that you have all this free time?
Well, I want to join the the content creation side of it, but I think my market's going to be to the South Pacific folks. You know, there's like I can translate to
What
Samoan, Tongan.
okay.
Speak
So
to
how
those
how many
folks.
languages do you speak?
I speak English, Samoan, Tongan, Pidgin. Your wife probably knows Pidgin, eh?
She actually speaks 3 languages. She speaks English, Tagalog, and Chavacano.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, the way that for Pacific Islanders, we just from my understanding of Pacific Islanders, you just got to tell people straight up, man. You know, like I'm gonna tell you you're stupid on my channels. I'm gonna tell you, you know, the coddling and all that. That's not me. I just
Yeah.
you gotta keep it real, man. You just tell them straight up. I mean, if I'm making a mistake, which is a lot of my people are, they're all in that rat race. They don't want to leave the fucking island. Like for example, Hawaii, cost of living there is so dumb.
You've read or listened to Rich Dad Poor Dad, right?
Yes. You know that
talks
guy?
about Hawaii so much. Yeah.
Oh, I know, because he's born and raised. Yeah. And
He's got
that
the
guy-
insight that nobody else talks about.
Yeah. Yes, and his just like so his life, his path, it's kind of like mine. He had a fucking military smart dad and a friend neighbor that taught him that side of this stuff. Whereas his dad was always get your ass up, go work hard, do this. Nah, you know, I kind of surrounded myself. Well, I was blessed to be surrounded by them people, my neighbors. You know, Boy Scouts, shit like that.
Okay.
And you know, just my upbringing was fortunate enough to kind of put me on the path that, you know, I got, you know, my core values was pretty legit, whereas a lot of my other friends still struggling,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I got a younger brother, he's an ex-Ranger. So his military tactics and his experiences, he's younger too.
You said this is your brother or brother-in-law?
Brother,
Okay.
little brother. And I kind of like what the military taught him. So he's showed me what I missed out, and I took that and put it together with what I have. So I'm also a prepper. You know, I have a little container in the back of my yard, underground, ready to go when it's time to go down. You know, it's like if there's anybody coming over. That's the other part I like about Ohio. I'm in the middle. I keep telling my friends, you're on the island. You saw what happened at Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
And if you're on the coast, I mean, California, man, natural disaster eventually to fucking fall over.
Yeah.
So I used to live in the Bay.
Fall off the continent into the water, or do I want to risk hurricanes? Like, frankly, I'm from hurricane territory. We had parties, hurricane parties, man. Like,
I know, right?
For my family, you know, thunderstorms, you know, hurricanes. That was family time. We just all run out to the front porch and watch the storm roll in on rocking chairs in the porch swing. You know? My scout master was a 5-star general, retired, you know, of course. And Which branch?
Army.
Nice.
And he was a boss, Mr. Morikawa. He lived there. He saw it all, man. He basically, he was when I was growing up, it was okay for the principal to give you a little, get your ass back to class, boy.
Mm-hmm. They have that paddle.
There you go. I'm okay with that, but you know, nowadays it's a little too sensitive for that. I'm like, nope, not in my household.
You know what that phrase nowadays, you know, we can't do this. That is the problem. Is the fact that everybody's saying, "Oh, we can't do that now." Bullshit.
Yeah.
These kids need discipline in their lives.
If you don't catch it early, it gets harder.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's one of the reasons why the private sectors, you know, prisons are freaking booming.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, I mean, they do have an agenda to keep the prisons full because it lines their pockets. But, I mean, the people that keep on going to prison, statistically speaking, they're the ones that didn't get it growing up.
Yeah.
They didn't have that leadership growing up. They didn't have someone steering them in the right direction and say, hey, look, this is how you be a functioning human in society.
Brother, I'm yep. I'm all about cost savings. Go ahead and nuke them all. Everyone in that, I mean, shit, dude. You want to talk about cutting back costs? That's where you start at. You just go ahead. I mean, I got family. I've been, I've seen that side of the cell from a few different angles.
You're talking re-implementing the death penalty?
Hell yeah. But they're not just re-implementing it. Just you're a waste to society. Why the fuck do I want to put another penny that way, man? When I could go ahead and invest in fucking healthcare for the VAs better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree to an extent. I do know that much like Planned Parenthood,
Right.
who use the far examples of whatever to legitimize their existence. When it comes to the death penalty, very rarely do you ever find somebody who's been put on death row to later be found innocent. And it is that whole we don't want to execute an innocent person. I understand that. But why does somebody have to be on death row for 20 years? What is the fucking point?
Right.
They're a leech to society at that point. They are not serving any function. I mean,
right.
Forget putting it, look, you're going to serve a lifetime sentence to learn your lesson, and then we're going to kill you.
No.
So you're going to mentally torture this person by making them suffer for 20 years. Look, if the guy's a detriment to society, nick it in the bud.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. I mean, do like a 5 years maximum. Come on. Let's not freaking draw this out. And I hate saying 5 years because, look, the second the death penalty is ruled, you got a week. That's how I honestly feel. But to try to catch as many of those people who are innocent, I want to give that amount of time. But I also don't want, like all these freaking death row inmates to be on freaking, my dime forever. I mean, how long am I going to pay for freaking, these people?
Right. I'm 100% in agreement with that shit, dude. It's like some of the countries I've been to where public hanging still happens, dude. And it's like,
dude,
that's why they have less crime.
There's more than public hanging. Like, there's countries out there that do freaking, so many different styles of executions publicly. Yeah. It's why the people don't rise up. I'm not saying that that's the way that we should do things. Nor do I believe that we should go back to the Middle Ages where it's like, public hangings and executions from the guy in a mask with a big giant fucking axe. But we do know that the FEMA can't, have the whole freaking buildings wrapped around in a freaking giant fucking fence, and somewhere not too far away are freaking hundreds of thousands of fucking 5-man coffins. We've seen them in video and documentaries and shit. And Peter even said, I've seen them myself, and we also know that they've got guillotines. Public executions are going to come. Hopefully not in my lifetime. Hopefully not in my kid's lifetime. But they are coming. And it's not going to make society better having those public executions. But much like turning the Middle East into a glass parking lot, it would act as a major deterrent.
Right. Kind of resets the fucking measurements. And it's like, okay, guys.
I forget which island in the Pacific that this happened on, but and I forget the rank of the individual, but I want to say it was a general or a major or somebody that decided that they were going to execute the Muslims with bullets that had been dipped in pig's blood, and they left one person alive out of all of the execution, and then that entire island had peace for 50 years. because they made an example out of everybody that had gotten the death penalty or was going to be executed by, according to their religion, sending them to hell.
Hell yeah.
You know, call me whatever names you want. I don't care. Having been in the Middle East and seen what I've seen, both in country and then in my own research and online and whatnot, there's just the ideology that we are fighting. They don't learn by winning their hearts and minds. They rule by force and by making examples of people because that's what they understand. So maybe it's time we did that to them and they'd knock it the fuck off.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's
You know,
that's it. I'm tired of all this tree hugging lifestyle.
I'm also tired of our freaking troops being at war for 15 fucking years, 16 years. You know, 2003 was when we invaded Iraq, and so here we are 15 years later. Still there. We pulled out, but we're still fighting. We've gone back. There's so much ridiculousness going on. And like when Trump was elected, yeah, I had bought the book right before the elections. Like I had looked at buying the books before the elections, and when I filed my tax return early, like in January, and I got that back and bought it. And so when he was elected back in November, you know, I had already known something was coming. But when basically enough of that. When he got elected, there were so many of us that were fucking cheering. Like, if you actually break down California by county or by city, the entire fucking state is red, except for Los Angeles and San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest one. That's some bullshit.
You know, and it's those two cities that are pretty much ruling the entire freaking state. But when he decided to put Mattis as Secretary of Defense, dude, it was like the entire, you know, armed forces just, you know, big giant freaking cheer. You could like hear it in the skies, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not literally, but you know that everybody was fucking cheering because now we don't have a dadgum freaking pussy running shit. We know that this guy has his he's got his diplomatic side, but he's also got the side that will fuck your world up if you fuck with him or his country.
Yes.
To know that someone like that has the backs of our military.
That's it, man.
So much joy.
And I know that he's going to get elected again. All this nonsense about whatever, the Democrats got somebody in the pocket. You know, I think the next level will be some kind of global drama where he's going to go ahead and say, all right, I'm going to show you how to have a war. Go and drop the big one. End it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be just like a repeat story where they'll wave the white flag. I don't want to play no more. And we'll remain dominant. I just...
That is the ruling hope in theory. You know, we would, if it were to happen, like if not the Moab, but if we dropped a nuke, we hope that the world would take notice, much like Japan did when we dropped them on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Right. That's the reaction that we want to see. The fear that a lot of people have is that their allies will retaliate.
Well, so here's my ideal, right? Someone's already posted it. I read it somewhere, and I read into it. It won't be a nuke or anything. It'll be one of those weather like I guess we got weather weapons now. And who's to say it wasn't a natural disaster? You know?
Yeah, but good luck flooding the Middle East. You know how hot it is and hard it would be to get rain to be there?
Yeah, I would just drop tornadoes. Boom, 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 boom. Where did these come from? From the sky.
How the hell did Iraq and Afghanistan get a dadgum hurricane?
Oops. That was a little too obvious. Just a sandstorm.
Shoot. Dude, the sandstorms over there were freaking ridiculous. Like the distance between me and the laptop right here is about 3 feet. There were times that I couldn't see this far ahead of me. You know, and there were times when I actually had to drive in sandstorms that were like, considered like level red, like, the worst. It's like, hey, we can't drive. I'm like, I just left the compound. I got a guy in the freaking back of the ambulance having a heart attack. I got to get out of here. He's like, well, it's your call. If you think you can make it, go for it. I'm like, damn right I'm going.
Damn.
Yeah, we were at Camp Arif John, and I had to drive to Kuwait City Hospital for that. And then after that, we had to drive him to an Air Force compound. I forget the name of the Air Force compound, but yeah, it was good times in the military, man. Like, I did not want to get out. My goal was to do a full 20 years. That was my goal. And when our former president decided to cut back and downsize our military, I was part of that, basically. And when I tried to go into the reserves to save my career, they said, oh, we don't need corpsmen, but you can be a mechanic. And hindsight, I'm looking at as, at the time I was like, fuck that bullshit. I think if I can't be a corpsman, maybe God's telling me I should go do something somewhere else. Hindsight now, it's like, maybe that was true. Maybe that was my stubbornness talking. But it would be nice to have those skills. If I'd stayed in, I could have had those skills. And, who knows? Right now, I'm happy and content where God has placed me. And, because I have this grind. If I was still in the military, I don't know where I would be. I don't know if I would be, building what I'm building. I probably wouldn't be streaming with you right now. That's the crazy thing, is that, life has a way of putting you in situations that you don't expect. And, how you handle those situations is going to determine, where you end up in life. So it's being a part of the Alpha Cohorts group has been phenomenal. It's been a learning experience. I learned all these new, skills when it came to, editing software and whatnot, and I'm no pro by any means, man. Like, I still suck, but
you're further along than me.
But, the truth of the matter is that not only can I use this, for, what, they were teaching and what we were planning on building, but the stuff that I haven't even thought of that I can build, I can still use those skills, and I can polish those skills. I can learn even newer skills and continue making that grind happen, like when I get a tablet and I get for my sketches and my comics, I got to learn that software too, and that's going to just make my grind easier and better when I get the flow down, and I didn't want to be an artist growing up. I mean, like a serious artist. My parents had informed me that Picasso didn't make any money or become famous until after he was dead. It's like, well, you got a point. but also, Picasa didn't have, social media. He didn't have Yen.
Right.
He didn't have Facebook. He didn't have Twitter.
Yep.
We weren't as interconnected in each other's lives as we are now. I mean, his circle of influence only went so far.
Yep.
And what is in front of us right now is pure opportunity. Pure opportunity if you have the drive and the dedication to learn what it is you need to fucking learn, and have the dedication to do it on a daily, or a lot, at least a certain time each damn week to work on it. I mean, one of the reasons why I have over 120 designs for t-shirts and, I think maybe 25 or 30 comics is because I don't have the money to actually do them myself on a tablet or pay somebody to render them for me right now. Like my money's allotted to certain things, and I've got to portion out a little bit here and there into getting these designs made. And I've gotten a few designs rendered. Some I rendered myself, but like, dude, to have a professional make these for me, like everybody else, I would love to be able to make my content like Raven does. Like Raven, oh God, his shit is so fucking on point. But it's also because he's got all these damn skills that he's polished over these years. I mean, his art is fucking amazing. I cannot wait to have this dadgum freaking piece of crap, piece of art that from the landlord removed, put it in the garage, and put up some actual stuff, something motivational that gets me going. Something that's like, fuck yeah, that's why I want to learn. Have that in front of me, like my whole wall right here in front of me, behind the laptop. I got freaking yellow sticky notes all over it. That are my goals. I got yellow sticky notes, and now I've got pink sticky notes all over my fucking desk right now. Goals and ideas and whatnot. And it's just like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Actually having all these goals on the freaking, in front of me, and I'm staring at them every damn day, on my mirror. It's so fucking motivating. Yes, there are days when I'm just when you ignore it because you're in the middle of that grind of your regular life. But when you're not, when you have your days off, or when you have a little extra time and you're staring at those things, you're like, man, I need to fucking work on this shit. It's right. And some of the things that I'm working on, like nowhere on this goal list is the comic book. That came about because of my goal to, create an apparel store, which led me to, creating a design that, it's like, hey, there's an idea. Like one design just fed this whole new venue. So now I've got freaking 2 apparel lines and a freaking comic that I got to work on instead of just the one apparel line,
I like what John said in one of Raven Sky's, I think it was that training one that he started.
The e-commerce one, yeah.
Yeah, it was straight up, man. It's like, fuck the tools, man. He's over there like coding in Sublime Text, and I'm using that right now to learn programming on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Just put shit out there. Just get it out there. And I think your fucking comics is already funny and to me, the reaction is more important than waiting for like trying to perfect it. Because even like when in my regular, career, when you implement software, nothing's going to be perfect. You're always going to be, it's continuous improvement, man. So once you get something in, you can go ahead and fucking upgrade later, but you need to get your fucking software in.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what we're doing now. So like what I want to do is just, I think that's my problem. Like I'm trying to perfect the editing, the software side, but I have like fucking like issues with I can't stay in one lane. I keep jumping. Like I went from fucking building a data center to fucking mining rigs. Now I'm back to programming. Like I'm just jumping all over the place because it's just like, how do I feel today? I drink my cup of coffee. Where do I spend my day?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's choppy, but then I have nothing to show for it. And then what I hear John saying is like, you need something to fucking show. And that's where I'm like, okay, I need to get into something that like I know I can do, ready to go. And I think I like the mining rig side because I got someone to hold my hand, man. Nemesis is going to fucking walk me through it. I just need to get the hardware. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Nemesis' freaking channel is freaking. He's doing some amazing shit with his channel. That is freaking on point. And like last night when he's like, hey, you know, if you had 5 questions to ask a mining guy, what would you ask? I'm like, dude, I got questions.
Hell yeah. I saw that. I saw some of that, but fuck, man, for some dumb reason, I was so out of it. I think I had slept a full 4 hours in the last few days, so I took yesterday to just sleep in, man. I got up, and I passed out about like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Got up at around 6, 5 o'clock this morning. I've been fucking grinding away with fucking story and kind of like this is the first time I see you recording this shit. Now I'm like, oh, you go ahead and chop it up and make whatever you need out of it. You need to do this guy.
If I decide to do any editing like the chop up, it's probably going to be like the quick 30 seconds or a minute or however long it was for me to get my coffee, because you know. Other than that, you know, I'm liking Peter's whole don't edit shit. You know,
hell yeah.
You know, keep it real. You know, it's like as much of a perfectionist as I am.
Yep.
You know, what do I want to concentrate on? Do I want to concentrate on editing and splicing videos, or do I want to, you know, create more comics, or do I want to freaking, you know, come up with more designs for my brand? You know, like as it is right now. Let me open a drawer right here. Like how many of these freaking like pads of paper do I fucking have that have a shit ton of freaking, you know, stuff? Like here's a design. Check out this design for a wallet, like an actual physical wallet made of leather, 2-tone leather with an actual Bitcoin on it. That would be fucking badass, you know? It's like, so not only am I doing designs for like apparel, for printable stuff, but I also want to find people that can actually make these things, you know? Yeah, I'd come up with another one for like the having a coin right there for a bottle cap opener, or even one on the side right there that you can just, you know, and it's just like a giant bee. It's just pop the dadgum freaking, you know, the lid of the bottle off the back spines on the freaking Bitcoin, you know. Why not?
Why not?
You know, and that's just some of the things that I've been thinking about, you know. And I already know that statistically speaking, I love saying that because it's true. I love talking truth, and statistically speaking, many people come up with the same ideas that you have, and if you don't come out with it first, they'll do it before you, and then you lose out. One of my favorite examples was my dad. My dad actually came up with. He grew up when bikes had just the metal tires. He's like, you know what? These bikes would be pretty badass if they actually had rubber tires. A few years later, sure enough. You know, and my dad and my grandpa both, when he was alive, he taught my dad how to build things. And so my dad and my grandpa both would design whatever tool they needed. If there was some project that they were working on at the farm or just, you know, at work, my dad was a pipe fitter in construction. He would see that there's a tool that I don't have to do this job better. So he'd make the fucking tool.
Yeah.
You know, that's half of what everybody at freaking, you know, Craftsman and Sears used to do. You know, so like you remember, you know, those dog collars, like the radio dog collars that, you know, the invisible fence, you get the wire underground. We didn't have there wasn't an established way of actually getting that wire into the ground. So my dad literally designed a feeder that like it was basically two giant freaking wheels with the smaller wheel on the inside. The smaller wheel would basically be where the wire would sit on between the two bigger ones, and then he had a freaking rolling. He had a handle and a like a bike.
Yep.
The front post of the bike and where you steer, and then he had the wire sit in a feeder like in like a cup holder or whatever that would feed into the wheels, and he just he took a weed eater, make the line, get the dirt out of the way, and then he just roll on with that daggone feeder of his, that making tools and shit,
That's what we're kind of doing with Peter. He giving us that push to do that, and I need to get off my ass and do that.
I know that I need to get off my ass because this dadgum seat, if I sit in it for too long, it goes numb, man.
I don't have a nice chair like you guys, man. I got the old kitchen table chair, man. That fucker hurts.
That thing has more cushion than mine.
Oh.
This dadgum hand me down, it can swivel, but there's like the cushion's like that thick. It's flattened down.
Okay,
so
mine
bad.
does have a little more.
But yeah, I mean, we grew up on a daggum farm watching my dad and my grandpa just build whatever the heck it was that we needed.
Hell yeah.
And if the tractor broke down and we didn't have the part and my dad could make it or my grandpa could make it, they'd fucking make the part.
Yep. I grew up with uncles like that. I saw those kind of guys.
Yeah. So, and it was that kind of that way of growing up. When my brother had an idea, like when the iPad first came out, there wasn't anything that could hold it. So he came up with something, and he called it the Hilo strap. All right. And this is a real thing. But he had my dad design the first prototype. That way he could take it to a person that was local, that he could actually get to make and mass produce a mass producible product using Velcro, nylon, and whatever gears it was. But this thing could literally orientate in whatever rotation it was, full 360, and you could put your hand through it and play basketball with your stuff on the other side of your hand, and it wouldn't go anywhere. And that company was actually bought out by somebody. He made out on that project. My brother's made out on 2 of his projects that I know for sure. And then he's got his own business doing video, like commercials for people or movies and stuff like that out in Oklahoma.
Awesome.
The dude is phenomenal. He's got a grind that is just so amazing. And one of my goals, which I'm putting it on video, I know he won't watch this, but if there's ever one of my goals is to put out a video that's just so good, my brother can't help but to say something about it, because that's what he actually does professionally. He went to college for it. He's a director, screenwriter, and all that stuff, and he has his own freaking production studio, company. And, if I could get him to say, dude, that's fucking awesome. Yes.
There you go.
Little moon goal.
Hey, man. The
But
goals are yours, and when you make them, that the joy is yours. There ain't nobody else's. That I don't give a shit about anybody else. I reach my goals. I'm happy.
Exactly. So, what other ventures? Like, do you have any mind for like ventures, Shopify, or whatnot, or what is your grind? Something that you want to some business model that you want to pay you passively or something like that.
I kind of want to like do those, coaching kind of things, just like how we paid Peter to get us, into the right mindset and teach him. that's kind of like where I want to go with it, man. It's just like I could sit at, like I see the opportunity to do this from anywhere. I can deliver information to my people that are living in the 60s, 50s, whatever. Like it's like there's the customer base for it. It just depends on who you. I mean, like I'm from America. Everybody else is kind of like somewhere down here where, like you want to know how we do it in the U.S., hire someone from the U.S. Like I'm one of your people and I'm going to give it to you straight. I speak your language. I just, I'm a good copycat. Like I learn quick. So picking up all this from Peter, everyone has like pads. Like I can't do that. I got to be organized. I got one notepad for this, one notepad for something else. I got notepads everywhere. Because the thing about those sticky things, when they fucking fall, you can't find them. And then when you need them to be organized, I'm OCD about this shit.
Yeah.
I gotta, I think to me, like, that's where the hustle is on the back end. Like, I feel like what we're doing right here, I'll just be doing something like this with somebody. My customer pays me whatever, $5, $10. I pay Peter right now. I'm not a quartermaster. I'm a pirate. So I'm on a $35 budget.
Oh, Did you see the Patreon update?
Yeah, I heard, but I'm not 100% sure until he says it. Like, okay. I know the meeting today is for everybody, but I'm not sure if the meeting means like, okay, everybody's in the know now. You guys, the quartermasters, always had first dibs on everything, and I've been with Peter middle of 2017, and I've asked him from time to time because I've gone up the pirate, came back down to whatever it was, and then just been between the 35 and the one below, back and forth. And
I think I was like the 35 and the 15 or something like that.
Yeah. And I asked him about the quartermaster when he first came up with the quartermaster, because the quartermaster one was end of 2017 or beginning of 2018. And, just told him straight up. And that's the thing about Peter, man. He'll tell you straight up right back. So I was like, all right, man, I kind of need to be budget smart about things. And tell me, this is what I expect to get. I like this access. I'm okay with 35. And he said, yeah, you stay right there. And I was like, okay then. Because I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be priced out of it because like hitting $100 is just it's not feasible, right? For me at this time, because it just, everyone's budget is their own.
Yeah. I know that with the update coming from Patreon, or what we're going to be looking forward to, that will free up quite a bit that I could put towards my DCA or put towards, my designs. I can,
Hell yeah.
I could.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's the exciting part is that not only can more people get on board with, $20 a month versus $100.
Hell yeah.
But that frees up so much of what I've dedicated to making sure I stay on top of things, and being in the middle of it. That's been so important to me personally.
Absolutely.
Mentally, emotionally, and having that connection with everybody. Sundrop.io. Come on. That would not have caught on at all if I hadn't have, gone to that level. I wouldn't have been in Atlanta. I wouldn't have, done so many different things. And, to be a part of the community and something that I had actually done, take off is just like, yes, this is a community that's been driven by the community, and our community leaders are, John and Peter and Sue, everybody from DCTV. It's been awesome being a part of that. And having that kind of access, that kind of fellowship, the fellowship to me, the fellowship and the mentoring has been like the best part about being a part of this community.
Yes.
honestly, like most people get into that got into crypto last year was because they were, FOMOing and, they were like, I want to get rich quick, and it's like,
Right.
fuck that.
Right.
Yeah, it would be nice, but I know it's not in my fucking cards. I
Right.
don't have that kind of luck ever in anything, and, to rely on luck or God bless, Ian Bellina and Superman for, doing what they did and investing where they did and getting to the positions that they're at,
Right.
But I don't have that kind of luck, even with that
Right.
kind of grind that they had and that kind of dedication to research. I didn't have the kind of funds that they had to even get started.
True.
Except, and get those kinds of gains. I wasn't even in the game back then. I mean, I watched a bunch of different cryptos go up during the course of 2017. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like 2017, I started watching YouTube videos at I had a daily grind of making sure that I not only got my daily reading in, but I also had to get my minimum of 50 videos a day. Watching 50 videos a day in anywhere from like an 8 to 12-hour time span when I was at work, or I should say listening, because I was actually driving on patrol. But, low key, I was watching.
We multitask. That's what we do.
Well, you got to stay awake somehow when you're, driving a 10-mile figure eight at night, But I literally, I first started just listening because I didn't want to be distracted while driving. But then, that wasn't enough. Sometimes I'm like, what are they talking about?
Yeah,
I'm looking down. I'm not looking at the road. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I put it in the dashboard, and then I realized, oh, cool. I can see the reflection and watch what's going on. But then I even got smarter, and I'm like, you know what? I really don't need the speedometer. So there's a steering wheel. I put the phone behind the steering wheel and in the dashboard where the speedometer was. So I'd look while I was driving and then glance down, see what's going on, and then
As needed.
Just like I would as I was, make sure you're not going more than the speed limit. In anything that you're doing. I mean, you still got to glance down. You still got to look at the mirrors, check, make sure, whatever. And, so you're not 100% on the road and nothing else ever, And so, I put it right there, behind the steering wheel in the dashboard, and I glanced down and, what was going on. And so like from January 2017, I was doing all of that, I just subscribed to like every channel I could get my hands on. And then, as time would go on, I'd build up my subscription, and watch the streams. And then as the content was like, you know what, I'm not feeling this channel as much anymore, I'd unsubscribe and I'd start weaning down. And to this day, for the most part, I'm still subscribed to a majority of those channels. But I'll be honest with you.
I've cleaned a lot of mine up.
Dude, there's only one channel that I watch.
DCTV.
Decentralized TV.
And bite size every now and then.
DCTV and bite size. When bite size does have something, heck yeah. But every once in a while, like if
I gotta run down real quick.
all right. But you can still hear though, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So anyway, I'd be watching. I'm only watching DCTV right now. But when I'm all caught up and there's no longer any more DCTV content and there's no bite-sized Bitcoin content, for entertainment purposes only, because I've pretty much stopped watching this guy, I'll watch Superman just to stay awake while driving. if the DCTV stream isn't happening until after I get home. And if that's the case, then that's even better, because then I can contribute to DCTV while I'm on my laptop. So I think like in the past 3 months, I might have only watched Superman's channel maybe like once or twice. But that's it. Every single channel everywhere else, I've pretty much stopped watching simply because they don't have as good a content. I mean, Crypto Zombie is another good one that I like, and I'll watch him every once in a while, about as often as I watch Superman. I'll watch Crypto Zombie maybe once or twice in the past 2 months. But I've never finished a video. Like I've the video that I would watch, I'd watch until I got home, and then when I get home, if the video's not done, fuck it. I stayed awake. That's what's important. But when it comes to content and quality of information, decentralized TV is really where it's at. I mean, that's family right there. We have such a community going on that, and we have such a format that we're cranking out more videos than everybody else. And I can't help but want to stay on top of things because we cover what everybody else isn't. I mean, yeah, you might see something from Altcoin Buzz or, Coin Crypto News or whatever those channels names are. I've forgotten completely their complete name. But for the most part, shoot, I don't remember the last time I watched anybody else's channel. Because the grind is so real that, after DCTV, now I have the morning Zoom, which we're currently on. And, then we got the evening shows at DCTV that we're trying to come out with, as well as the Quartermaster or the cohorts Zoom chats with Peter. But yeah, anyway. That's pretty much where I'm at right now when it comes to the content. I've eliminated everybody, really, when you think about it.
Got to clean up all that noise.
It is, and that's exactly what it is. It's noise. I mean, I would watch a bunch of them. Like, every once in a while, I do try to tune into Crypto Lark because I know that he's a big supporter of our community. But every once in a while, he's got a good bit of a funny going on. But his style's not as much my speed. Because of that whole, that raw humor that I've got. That's more. I get more of that from Peter than I do from anybody else. And that's one of the reasons why I'm still a big part of the community. Or the community. I should say the community is such a big part of my life.
Right.
We were watching. We were listening to the DCTV stream this morning on the drive to school with the kids. All right. Like I started here on the computer, but it was time to go and the stream hadn't ended. So I put it on my phone and I connected my phone to my stereo in my car. And my daughter is in the back of the car and she's basically singing along with the outro music. She's going, nope, 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 nope. And she's like, like that whole outro and the intro, she absolutely loves them. Like when she hears the intro, she's like, yo, that's so angry, guys. And it's just so, like heart melting to see my little 8-year-old being so passionate about, wanting to be a part of this community that we're building, and I find that absolutely amazing. And my son, he's not as passionate about trying to get into the community, but when it comes to video games, and this is one of the reasons why I'm like thoroughly excited and eager and waiting for video game technology and blockchain to catch up with one another, is because my son had on Survival Craft, he's built from scratch entire cities. I have a mansion. I have a ranch. My parents have their own mansion. There's shopping malls. There's like the little guys. He's turning 11 December 10th, and at 10 years old, SimCity's got nothing on this kid. I mean, SimCity, I remember my brother, my older brother, the one who did the Hilo Strap and the two businesses, he's the one that was like passionate about like SimCity. But it's kind of like Monopoly when you think about it, like the online version of Monopoly. All right. Buy a house, buy an amusement park, build this, build that, set things up to make, gather people. But
Right.
they've all been base models, and then you could upgrade to better models. My son on Survival Craft, he's just got blocks. And like Legos, he built an entire freaking city out of what is essentially Legos. And he's done it more than once. I would love for him to get into, cryptocurrency gaming, because I know that the kid is like, when it comes to designs for these cities, you'd think that it was actually an in-game level that the game developers created because of how detailed everything is. It's crazy, And if
the youth of today, man, they're just.
I know. And if he absolutely loves Legos. He wants me to play, Legos and G.I. Joe with him all the time. And I wish I had more time to do it, but because I still have to, time box everything, and I'm honestly horrible at time boxing. I don't have alarms set for, okay, it's time for this. Oh, it's time for that. I have my sticky notes and I have my, goals to accomplish of the day. And that's what I tried to accomplish in that day. That's my time boxing effort. It's like, but to be able to see him growing in this kind of a gaming environment, if blockchain were able to keep up or catch up to the most popular video games out there, the Minecrafts, the Call of Duties, the role-playing games, if people were actually earning, my son could literally start making a living just playing as a freaking middle schooler. Like, he starts 6th grade next year, provided he keeps his grades up. There's always that caveat right there.
Right.
So I love what when it comes to telling people about blockchain and why I think it's going to be real, and the adoption's coming. I always refer to two different types of news articles. I refer to I give them the example that Bank of America was filed like 49 patents a little while ago. They just came out with a blockchain patent to hold crypto, and JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they're all making patents. And if blockchain and cryptocurrency wasn't a legitimate thing, why would they be investing in something that's a scam? You can't uninvent the code. And places like Walmart, they've already came out and said to their producers, like for lettuce, cabbage, and vegetables, whatnot, you will be on blockchain by September 2019, or you won't be sending us any more of your produce. We'll get our produce from somebody else. That's the kind of adoption we're talking about. Facebook's looking into creating, crypto. Amazon's looking into it. Alibaba's looking into it. And then on top of that, we've already got games out there that are freaking, trying to come up with different and creative ways to do this. And when those games go AR or VR, augmented reality and virtual reality, that shit, like Ready Player One. Oh, I was so hyped up for Ready Player One. I was really hoping that Seek VR and a couple other different crypto VR projects would, pick up some steam. But it just wasn't in the cards for them, this year, because this has been a bear market this year. That's fine. I don't care. It's still going to be freaking awesome when it does go live, and things do start working and people do get paid for owning, content in the video game world. I mean, we talked about it in the last stream with Andrew and Brian, how, World of Warcraft did it. The users were so damn creative. They did it without World of Warcraft's permission. There wasn't a system in place, so they created it. They're like, hey, you know what? Pay me in PayPal, and I can send you this armor. I can send you this sword or give you this gold, whatever it is. They were making bank. They created their own economy.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is that, one of the games that my older daughter was playing, there are items that are like rare items that can actually be sold for real for in-game currency, and there's an actual marketplace, and you can see like the values of the markets and whatnot in the game. And it's like,
it's already there.
That's amazing. You're learning how to read charts. This is going to be useful in the stock market. It's going to be useful in the cryptocurrency market. These are real life use cases in games that these kids are developing and learning. One of the it's not Skyrim. Eve Online. Eve Online is that game that people are playing. It's like in space, and they can create their space Star Wars, Star Trek freaking type, battleships, and they have actual freaking wars in space. But part of what they do to earn currency is that EVE Online became so popular that scientists actually approached the game developers saying, hey, we need data on, this kinds of stuff, and you have all these users. Is there a way that you can take the stuff that we need data on and have your gamers work on it in reward for like an in-game currency or something to help further their game? So literally here's the example I'm gonna go with. They were looking through a microscope at the different types of bacteria or whatnot, and they needed help identifying key markers in all of these different slides from all these different types of bacteria. And they're looking for one key indicator, and there's just so many thousands of different freaking pictures to go through. The scientists don't have enough time to go through them all, and they want to help speed things up. So in the game Eve, you can actually I think it was something like, you're trying to identify a new species on this new world or something like that. And, the key marker of the species is you're looking for this blue dot inside the cell, so you could literally earn in-game currency by going through all these files, all these pictures, and clicking the ones that had it. That way, the scientists would get the data from the game developers, and then they could go through and see what worked and what didn't, and they could get their results that way. Just like, it's a very clever way of getting real life, real use data, and getting paid for it. I mean, if your battleship, is destroyed in Eve, like the thousands of hours that it took you to actually earn the money to actually build that battleship is lost, because there's no reset button. It's a continuously flowing world. Mm-hmm. There's no save point. Little footnote that a lot of people don't know. You remember Benghazi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the guys who died in Benghazi actually played EVE Online. And he was actually in the middle of playing when the attack on Benghazi took place. And he's like, hey, something's going on. I got to go. And the people he was playing with, some of them were also SEALs, special forces, contractors and whatnot, or people that had resources that could get to them. And they're like, hey, we'll send you what we can. We'll get there as soon as we can. And Secretary Clinton, or whichever, I forget exactly who it was that gave the no-go, but basically the higher ups said no way. And the people that were playing EVE Online actually knew what was happening before everybody else, and they could have responded or helped get a response to them. And they were cut off at the knees before they could actually help rescue and prevent the Benghazi tragedy from happening, which is totally fucking bullshit.
Yep.
But in a way, that was one of the catalysts that helped prevent a socialist from running our country. If you think about it, find the silver lining. As sick, sad, and demented and twisted as that sounds, it's pretty much, you can't live in negativity, so you got to try to find the positivity in whatever you can. Anyway, dude, it is like 11:09. Dude,
time to get back to the grind, my brother.
Dude, freaking, it's having a day off, or having a new opportunity to do things when you no longer have the confines of slavery behind you.
Well, I kind of have it because like I said, I'm a contractor. I just go when the work's there, and I got a call that I just read my text. They're gonna give me a ring at 3, so I'm gonna try and see if I can fit in and pick up a side job. And
hell yeah,
you know how it is.
There you go.
You gotta eat.
Look, you're good when people are texting you asking, "Hey, can you do this?"
Oh, I got it. It's basically an interview. That's how these contracts work. What do you know? What can you do? And then if it doesn't happen, then I'm back on the grind over here. So it's like, oh shit.
No matter what, you're grinding.
Hell yeah, my brother. Hell yeah.
Well, hey, I really appreciate you jumping on the stream. I think we've been streaming for like almost 3 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Do you believe that?
So you must have the full thing now. Zoom. I thought you were just like 30 minutes.
No, I thought so too. They cut me off yesterday at 1 hour.
No shit.
Yeah. I do not have.
Damn it! I knew it. They're looking for me.
They can't find us right now. I'm using like Tunnel Bear. I don't have the VPN on right now. Too much stuff going on. Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, it's been almost another 20 minutes, and it will be 3 hours. You want to finish it off at 3 hours?
No, I gotta jump into this grind here, and I'm gonna do some prep work.
I figured as much. That's one of the reasons why I started this particular. Hey, you know what? We've been doing it for 3 hours. I think it's time to go. But But
it was good chatting with you, man. Actually, it's to actually see that this interaction here. It's more than the Discord. I mean, I love the Discord thing, but like you said, our community, bro. We help each. Iron sharpens iron. That's it. That's it, Killer.
Exactly.
And I didn't say it earlier, but I want you to know, man. Thank you for your service, man.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you.
I always I grew up, man. I benefited by having them people around me in my world, and the way I came up. Yeah, if it wasn't for that kind of support, I wouldn't be who I am now, man. I'm blessed to have those guys in my life.
Yeah,
women too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like anytime I see like a veteran from like Desert Storm or Korea, Vietnam, World War II. Mm-hmm. The few times that I do see them at work, I try to go up to them and say, you know what, thank you for your service. Because if it wasn't for men like you, I never would have had the chance to carry the torch as well. So and the Vietnam veterans especially, they really appreciate that because they came home to a shitstorm.
Hell yeah.
They did not get that, that love and support and that thanks. So I always try to do what, little encouraging words that I can, in the short time span that I have while I'm at work to make sure that I thank them. Because it really is true. If it wasn't for men like them, I never would have had the chance. So it was a pleasure. not only being in the service, but it's been a pleasure having you here. I hope you can jump on with us after we have
I will.
the all hands tonight.
I will. I'll be there, brother. I'll be there for sure.
Looking forward to it.
Just
Looking forward to it.
keep on standby. Let's show them how we do it.
There you go.
Force them to do it, man.
All right. Well, Tony, thank you very much for being here. Coconut Ninja, you are the man.
Thank
And
you, Chris.
you know what? Everybody else watching, it's been a long one. It's been a great one. And thanks.
I didn't know other people were watching. Are other people watching? Shit, man.
No. That was.
I didn't shower, guys.
No. I was just simply saying that because I will be posting this to YouTube. As I mean, we didn't talk about anything too private or whatnot, but
Cool.
definitely getting the eyeballs and sharing, and just part of the grind for a bit too far, and getting my feet wet. Long interviews, that kind of stuff like that, for DC TV, it's all good practice. It's all good practice.
Oh, yeah.
If I could ever figure out how to get the daggum Zoom chat and YouTube to work together, that'd be great.
Right. You can work on that when you get off this call.
I know. Anyway, it's been good having you. I'll see you later tonight, okay?
Shoots, bro.
All right.
Later, bro.